Mother, man.
Fuck yeah, I want Goremonger to be rich and famous. I'll kill for Satan. Slayer! Slayer! Slayer!
Running faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's Murder Metal Mayhem! Warning! Trigger alert! Trigger alert! Warning! Trigger alert! Warning! Trigger alert! Warning!
Well, they've been warned, I think.
Oh, you're going to need warned for this one for sure.
It is Tuesday, and we're throwing down a brand new Murder Metal Mayhem here in Horns High Studios for the Horns High Podcast Network, episode 257, going down tonight, and our 6-year anniversary podcast. So what a milestone.
What the fuck is up? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I'm here in Horns High with Chris and Joey over there in the 419 studios in Toledo. How you doing, Joey?
Ohio, what's up? We're over here fucking representing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, been some nasty storms and stuff coming through here, Joey. Maybe you want to batten down the hatches over there, maybe heading your way.
They hit south of us. We got some of the wind and the rain, but it went more towards like fucking towards Cleveland and shit, but under us.
There you go.
That's good. That's good. And you got that force field with your Jim Jones and Ed Kemper masks.
Yeah.
Keeping you
I like
safe.
your guys, Night Stalker up there with the fucking hair and shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Gotta love it. And the Bundy just looking so ever so creepy with the light under it.
Oh, yeah.
And the pogo, too. So they're just wicked shit. But very good. Well, what shirts we got on tonight, guys?
Oh, man. And tonight I have, I got my Goremonger crop chaser hat on, dude. Gotta love that. And I got the shirt that fucking I got from Goremonger, the Ted Bundy shirt.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, rest in peace, Ted.
That's right. What about you, Joey?
I got the Murder Machine clothing zip-up hoodie on, but I think that might be coming off, a little warm now. But I got the Necro Cannibal Ass Grinder Midwest as fuck underneath, representing Phil.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And I got my company shirt on. I got the original Murder Metal Mayhem shirt. Definitely the OG of our T-shirts. So still got some left, only in XL. But gave one away last night on YouTube, so it was a lot of fun. I'll talk about that.
I just got, Phil just sent me the purple logo shirt, the Necro Cannibal purple logo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, dude, I didn't tell you that. Like, he fucking, after the fucking Municipal Waste show, fucking Danny Dennis and his homie went into the Mexican restaurant, get a burrito. Well, Phil noticed them as he was walking in. No, as Phil was walking in, they were just leaving. Well, Danny and his homie fucking forgot their merch. So Phil,
I'm only laughing because you've told this 3 times.
Oh, did I? My bad. Sorry.
but yeah, no, that's awesome.
Hey, man, I forget things, man.
That was a few bottles of McCormick's ago.
Yes. Yeah, he sent me a shirt with that. When he sent that package, Joe, he sent me a shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I'm wearing the Murder Metal Mayhem because, hey, it's our 6-year anniversary, and definitely getting ready to order some more shirts, still playing around with some ideas, maybe some shirts and something else. I'm not sure yet, so I'll keep everybody posted.
New koozies.
But, yeah, I want to get some new stuff. Koozies would be good. But last week, guys, we did the Tasmania Penal Colony there, Port Arthur, in Australia. So that was awesome. Old school brutality. I mean, goddamn.
When you start your whole country as a prison, basically.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy story for sure, involving some harsh prison tales, like complete silence and barely any sunlight, and many of these inmates were driven insane, so they had to build an asylum next door to house them. So it's fucking scary. And we had Mick and Tex. They had the inmates
building it.
Right. Yeah, they sure did. We had Mick and Tex on for that discussion, which was awesome. And I did the metal feature on that Finnish death metal band Dead Talk's been jamming the shit out of those guys. Definitely digging it. And we threw down a wild Killer Cage match, as always.
Yeah,
Joey
fucking
doing
Joey's
some
real
Sick
good
Ripper.
with it.
Did you hear the Sick Ripper? Did you hear that, Joey, the final?
No, I haven't listened to the newest one.
I got
yet.
a surprise
No,
in there for both you guys.
Yeah,
I was wondering if
okay.
anybody had heard it. Yeah,
No,
you'll see what
goddamn it.
I mean. It's worth a listen. Some mayhem stories from Joey and I, and the usual stupidity that you just come to expect with us. So we were passing 900 today, another 260 on YouTube. So thank you to those that checked it out. And if you missed it, go back and give it a listen. That would be 256. We also released the bonus episode from the interview with Tex and Mick, and that got another 500 listens,
That's fucking
which
wild.
is fucking
Wow.
awesome. And then another 300 on YouTube. So that one did really well. So it was a great week for Murder Metal Mayhem between both of those. And cranking out those 666 seconds of murder and 666 seconds of metal on YouTube. Also, that new series, True Crime Deep Cuts, I had another one come out, did really well. So go on and subscribe if you haven't, because you don't want to miss any of this stuff. I mean, there's so much going on between the podcast and the YouTube channel. It's crazy. So subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and then you know what's going on. We'll talk more about that later, but the 666 seconds videos are just straight blowing up.
That's what's
which
up.
which is awesome.
Thanks for everybody checking those out.
Yeah, and I did a YouTube live with AR Hayes and Unfiltered Lucky last night. That was really amazing. Thank you to everybody that checked that out. We had about 1,900 watching it live on the channel, and that was on multiple channels. So our channel, 1,900 plus 4,800. It's actually now it's 5,400. I have to correct on the replay, and that's still going on. It's up on the channel. You can watch it anytime. I had 440 people in the chat at the peak, which was nuts.
That's a
On
lot of
average,
people,
it was
dude.
290. So for 2 hours. So pretty intense. My wife, Jenny, was my moderator, and AR's wife was his, and helped keeping the trolls and people out like that. But gave away a Murder Metal Mayhem shirt and a copy of my Deeper Than Dead novel. So love doing that kind of stuff when we can.
Gotta love free gifts.
Yeah, I love doing contests. Tonight, though, we're doing an interesting case that ties in some murder and metal and a little
And
side order of mayhem, for sure.
Yes. It's all mayhem.
It's an awful tale. The tale of Elyse Pahler, and they refer to it as the Slayer murder, and we'll explain.
Fucked.
Yeah, and it happened in Arroyo Grande, California in 1995. These 3 young metalheads thought if they sacrificed this poor girl to Satan, their band, Hatred, would become huge. I mean, it's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard of.
Yes, it's fucking dumb as shit.
It's ridiculous. It's so awful. I hate to just be laughing, but you know how we are. But it's an awful fucking story. I mean, they were obsessed with Slayer, and they took their lyrics to heart, and they did this to this 15-year-old girl. They committed horrific acts, including repeated necrophilia, especially with that one dude. What the hell? Her parents filed a lawsuit over it, and so it's a really fucked up story, and we're going to talk about it in the murder segment coming up next, so you don't want to miss it.
Fuck yeah.
Chris, you got the horns tonight, and I got to say, you completely floored me with your choice here.
Yeah, I'm doing the Omnific from Australia tonight, so it's like Pete said, it's definitely not what he expected, because
No,
it's different.
it is really different. I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say, because I really didn't know anything about them, but you have mentioned the 2 bass player thing, but I don't want to steal your thunder. And I got a Lost Classic, digging this shit. Me and Shane on a bolt thrower kick. That's only my hint I'll give you. And so many great releases coming out. It is unbelievable. It is hard to keep up with them, honestly. And we're going to do that in the metal segment, so that'll be a little later. And we got to do a killer cage match, Chris.
100%. Dude.
6th year anniversary show. Got to do a killer cage match.
Yes, you do.
And that's where we get a list of 100 killers, 100 objects for them to fight with, a variable in the cage, and a song cranking on our 666,000 watt stereo.
It's a lot of wattage, baby.
It is, man. The power bill is fucking brutal here. I hope you guys appreciate that
God
shit.
damn.
Thanks to the Patreon to help pay that bill. But we got some listeners to thank, Chris, that provide those random numbers.
Yeah, tonight, once again, we have the homie Remac Daddy McFalls.
Fuck yeah, right?
We got motherfucking Colton Howell. What's up?
Hell yeah.
And back for after a minute. It's been a minute. We got Rebecca Boomsog on here.
Nice to see
What's up,
Rebecca in there. So that's awesome, all three of you. And Joey, we got another brutal one tonight in the cage. This is a little different, man. I don't know if these two have ever been in the cage before, and definitely not together. So what do we got?
We're going coast to coast. We're going West Coast with Gary Ridgway from Washington. And he's going to be going over to the East Coast and fighting against Ronald DeFeo out of the fucking Amityville horror fame.
Yeah, that's going to be brutal, man. That should be interesting. Two very different types of killers for sure. So it's going to be wild. And we got two objects, a variable in the cage, a song playing, and it's going to be wicked. It's a listener favorite, and we'll do that in the Mayhem segment.
With these two.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Sponsor tonight, Scorpion Lair Games once again.
Yes.
Want to say thanks. Jeff Ignatowski has that new game coming. Very exciting. He's launched the Kickstarter for his game called The Profiler. It's a social deduction game. And Jeff says, quote, do you love to watch CSI? Play it live when you become the profiler. So that's end quote. And that sounds very cool. I ordered one. He's got 50 signed and numbered Super Sleuth editions. And if they get 300 backers in Australia, they'll be able to use a hub down there and get games to people easier in that part of the world.
Down south. Hey, Vic, help Jeff out, man. Talk
That's
to your
right.
people, bro.
Yeah, buy some games.
Buy some games.
I'm excited. I saw he's going to do the Patrick Carney episode with us coming up.
He is doing that. Yes, he's coming up in a couple weeks, so that's going to be good. Yeah. And big thanks to everybody out there listening to the podcast. Keep on spreading that word. We keep tearing it up every week for you. This past week, man, we had 5,800 total listens plus another 35,000 views on YouTube. So thank you. A lot of people watching the episodes instead of listening. It's the same basic thing, but, it's just a different platform. But keep on spreading the word, and, everybody that digs crazy, wild shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Chris or Joey, what about the top 10 cities listening to Murder Metal Mayhem?
1, Chi-Town. Number 2 is Brisbane. 3 is Brooklyn.
You know it.
4 is Birmingham, Alabama. 5, D.C.
Hell yeah.
The capital.
The president's listening to us, I'm telling you.
Right. Yeah. Right here in Toledo, Ohio, we got number 6. Number right there in Bloomington, Illinois, you got 7. 8, Fort Worth, Texas.
Hell yeah.
9, Temple, Texas. And 10, Spokane, Washington. So hopefully they like our Gary Ridgway.
Yeah, right. I hope they do.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, quite a few prostitute killers we've done over in Spokane, that's for sure. Countries listening, Chris. What about the list?
Always number 1 is the United States.
Yes.
USA. That with 81%. And Australia's number 2 with 9%.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Canada with 3, Germany with 2, and the rest are 1% or less. We got UK, Denmark, the Netherlands, Mexico, South Africa, and Ecuador.
Ecuador still again. Nice. Hell yeah, everybody.
Thanks,
we appreciate everybody that listens. YouTube stats in the last month. We had 198,000 total views, 32,000 watch hours, and we gained another 1,200 new subscribers. Yeah, that would be crazy. And thanks to the Horns High Club. You guys are the members on the channel, and we got, of course, our Horns High or our 666 Club. That's the Patreon for the podcast. So
yes, sir.
Appreciate all of you. Make sure you check out the website, murdermetalmayhem.com. I have updated it. Get some merch. It's all available there, and I ship stuff out fast and get you the tracking so you know when it's coming, so it's all good.
All good to go.
So go check it out, murdermetalmayhem.com. And then,
Joey, what you smoking, bro?
I got this fucking diamond-infused grape ape fucking joint I'm going to smoke for murder, but I got this other shit I got that I've been smoking. It's got me dumb. It's called fucking It's called Sin City Grapes, but man, it's fucking fire as fuck.
All
New
right.
strain from Dutch Touch. And Chris, you got some fucking new booze in over there or what?
It ain't nothing super special this first time, but yeah.
Okay.
I strayed from my motherfucking cheap ass Bud Ice, and I got me some Modelo, some old Mexican beer.
Oh,
There's
hell yeah.
Something a little
Fancy.
more higher class than what I usually drink.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Fucking, but
Surprised you're not wearing an ascot over there or something.
That's a big Modelo.
That's a big Modelo.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. That's a first time we're trying this out. I like that. That was good. Well, guys, we got a lot on our plate tonight. Going to take a trip to the sunny place called California, but we need to keep an eye out for some fucking idiots who think murdering someone will make their band the best metal band ever.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
let's get our fucking murder on and blame it on somebody else. He said,
Holy
zombie
shit.
cum.
Yeah, he did. Corpse molester cult. Wow. Raped by 7 zombies. There you go. That is just right here on Murder Metal Mayhem. You get the best. And I mentioned these guys last week when I did the feature on Dead Talks. That was their first band. They just added a guitar player and just changed the name. And I went and listened to it, and I was like, fuck yeah. I mean, these guys are killer.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Really good stuff. Their EP, really like that. So it's good shit. All right, well, tonight we're doing a case of Elyse Pahler. And like I said, this is known as the Slayer murder, which you're going to know about here pretty quick, why it's called that. And some of you metalheads out there may have heard about this one. I know I watched it on a metal YouTube channel. But it's a sad story about these 3 young guys that were just stupid as hell.
Fucking idiots.
Hatched this idiotic plan for the dumbest reason I think I've ever heard in my life. This is a rough one, though. Necrophilia, some other heinous acts by these 3 pieces of shit. So It happened in California in 1995. I'm anxious to talk about it because it is one that's been on the list. And I don't know how many people were going to know about it. What about you, Chris? Were you?
I had heard this story before, and it was the first time I ever heard this story. I was just the same thought that we all had. Like, what in the fuck were these guys even fucking thinking? Dude?
Right.
Like, you're the dumbest motherfucker ever. I get it. You love metal. We love metal. But what the fuck, bro?
Right. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. And then Joey, I mean, as a fellow musician, you know, you write a lot of lyrics. I've written a ton of lyrics. I mean, it's crazy to think that someone would actually take what we write and take it seriously. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you think about this subject? You know, this kind of stuff happens.
I mean, it seems pretty stupid, especially like anything that I write. Like, if anybody would take anything I write to heart, that's pretty fucking moronic, which I've heard the same thing said, you know, by bands like, you know, ICP and whoever else that have had controversy over people who claim to have had, you know, oh, I listened to this and, you know, it's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you did that shit on your own. But, you know, on the other hand, too, it's like, well, and these were young fucking really out there impressionable idiots, too. But
right.
you flip the coin and there's people who believe in the word of Christ and all these religions and shit and take that shit wholeheartedly
Right.
and believe that their life is going to become better because they do this or that. So these dudes thinking because in their beliefs and their fucking whatever their religion, that they could do better than what they were doing in their way.
Right.
I mean,
That makes
there's a
sense what
belief
you're
system
saying,
set
yeah.
up. Yeah, exactly. I mean, is it stupid to me? Yes, but I think a lot of that shit's stupid, so that might just be my hang up. I'm not
Sure.
trying to claim that what I think is better than what anybody else is thinking, because I'm glad that people have their own thoughts and ideas, but you know, to chastise these dudes as the dumbest people, and there's a whole bunch of hypocrites out there that kind of believe some crazy shit too.
Oh, I didn't say they're the dumbest people. I'm just saying that's some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is. It is. Like I said, me personally, I think it is. But what's my opinion really matter? And if some people out there really believe, you know, in Satan, because some of my friends are like dead ass Satanists, you know,
Right.
and they're like, but it's not like that. It's not. Okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I wish kind of that we would have some of them on, you know what I'm saying, and be like, hey, what do you think about this?
Sure. No, that's a good point, dude.
Right.
That's a good point. But, you know, in any group of people, you're going to have some outliers that do some crazy ass shit. So this is obviously not lumping them all in one pot. You know what I mean? These guys are young kids. So they weren't serious like these buddies you're talking about. You know what I mean? These are these are just punks that they're just, you know, trying to find their way and be badass, you know, and just took it way fucking too far.
And also, they could have been young and partying and getting real high on a bunch of shit and believing
Probably.
a bunch of dumb shit in their own mind delusionally.
Very much so.
I'm sure that had part to do with it.
I'm sure
yeah,
it did.
without a
they
doubt.
definitely were.
Now, over the years when I was playing, I've certainly met some strange people at shows, and as an author, you know, I always wonder if one of my books would be discovered in some serial killer's collection. I mean, that would be weird as hell, but it would be kind of interesting, and I definitely would mention it. It's kind of cool in some way, I guess. Weird in others, but it's hard to imagine what it would be like to inspire somebody to do something like
that.
this. I mean, you know, this is really fucked up. But as a writer, I mean, I know that no sane person would read this and think this sounds like a good idea.
Right.
So if somebody's doing this, then there's something wrong. You know, there's some sort of mental break. There's some sort of...
I know for a fact that there was a mass shooter that had a whole fucking bedroom full of my CDs in his room.
Oh, shit.
I know for a fact about that.
And
yes.
in no way do I believe that anything I put in those songs or anything
Right.
influenced him to do any of that shit.
Right.
No,
Exactly, dude.
absolutely not, Joey. That's definitely true. But this story is set in the middle of the Satanic Panic. We've referred to this many times.
Hail Satan.
Lots of news stories about heavy metal and the satanic worship thing on TV, and parents were freaking out. My parents were freaking out because I'm listening to metal. And it's just, you know, I lived through the 80s, you know, so I was right in the middle of it. You know, it was 80, 83, 82, I started listening to metal. So, I
Right.
mean, I was right in the middle of this shit. And as a parent, you know, I dealt with it in the 90s with my own kids, you know. So, Chris, I mean, July of 95, man, this 15-year-old girl, what ends up
fucking
happening, dude?
Elsa Pahler, dude. She fucking, she gets a phone call at night fucking from these dudes, and they get her down to fucking, down to this place by the hut. Well, she knew him from school. They like rode the bus together and shit. But mind you, these three kids were not very good people to begin with. They were not in regular school, expelled from school, all that shit, dude.
Right.
Fucking. But she met them out there, and fucking, they did not treat her right. They fucking ended her life, and they did vile things to her body afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think
And
it's
there
funny-
were two events, so we're going to get to
Oh,
it,
yeah,
right? But
two
there's
of them.
two different
Oh,
times
yeah,
she goes
definitely.
down there, so it's like so awful.
I think it was funny to talk about the Satanic Panic. There's this lady that started at work a few weeks ago or whatever. I could catch her just like looking at my shirts and just shaking her head and looking down at the ground. But she always be wearing shirts that say like vaccinated by the blood of Christ or whatever like that.
Oh, my God.
So she's looking at my shirts like, you
What
need
the hell?
Jesus. So I thought about,
Exactly.
you know how people got the shirts that say fucking not today Satan.
Right.
I found one with the pentagram on it that says not today Jesus. I thought about buying just to wear to work.
Oh my God. Wow, it'd probably blow her mind. So yeah, this was like a quarter mile from her house, which is it's just so fucked up. But Joey, these three dudes think that sacrificing a virgin like Elyse is their thing. What's their mode of thinking here? What was their way they justified this?
Because to sacrifice somebody so pure and young would be an ultimate spite and sin against God. So for them to do that would please the Dark Master Satan enough to give them what they requested,
right?
Because they showed that they were really down for this shit, you know. So
right.
This is to them a full-on sacrifice, and
right.
This
they
girl
fully
represents
believe
everything
this, yeah.
they needed. It, yeah, stupid as fuck, like we said.
Yeah, so ridiculous. But like you correctly pointed out, I mean, people have some strange beliefs. I mean, some people would say that some of the mainstream religious beliefs are pretty out there, but we're not going to go there with it. But you know, they're all kooky in some way, you know.
Right, and we're all metalheads, so you know, in hindsight, these fucking stupid ass dudes should have been fucking happy they had even a girl that wanted to hang out.
No fucking shit,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. They at least have one person at the show.
Right,
you know? There's
shit,
one.
Dude.
If she was cute, you know, you get this cute girl coming to see your
it's
show.
like, oh hell yeah, we got a female checking us out.
Wow,
God
that's
damn.
a good point. So yeah, I mean, just so wild. I wonder, were they on your label, Joey? Was hatred on?
To be honest, I mean, if I had the way to do it and the music whatever they did, I would release it. I don't care if it was like 36 seconds of garbage.
That would be
that
would be funny to see if you could find anything.
Yeah.
I've never heard of something so fucking stupid. I mean, it almost makes me ashamed to be a metalhead hearing this shit. Plus, one of these fools is Italian, the main guy. I mean, god damn,
fucking
dude.
Italians, man.
Making Italians look like shit. Metalheads look like shit. These three killers were Jacob Delaschmidt, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Joseph Fiorella and Royce Casey. So you got Jacob, Joseph, and Royce are the three fools in this one. And Chris, these guys brutalized this girl.
Yeah, we'll
man.
get into it, but like stabbing, stompings, fucking strangulation, fucking. They did not treat her well.
No,
like
just let her bleed out, man.
Full on, just you're gonna die, and we're gonna make it happen, however it takes.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. And then Joey, after she died, I mean, what do these guys do? I mean, it's just so goddamn vile, man.
I mean, they're just all about some necrophilia.
Right.
That's what's going on. Like, they've got this fucking body. They took her, they sacrificed her as a virgin, but now her lifeless corpse is theirs to do as they please. And them being young fucking teenage idiots all fucked up on shit. Hey, why not use the hole she's got fucking just laying there?
Right. And then
awful, man.
Adolescents, you're just horny all the time. It's like, man, I need to get laid. Oh, I know where I can go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because one of them fucking goes back. Now, I read that.
Yeah, he was about that shit.
He really was, man. That's
Ted
just
Bundy,
so disgusting. Now, I read part of the defense strategy was talking about why they made the sacrifice to Satan and that it would give their band, quote, the craziness to go professional.
It's like this is gonna make
what does that mean?
It's gonna make us play harder, make us play faster. We're gonna do
craziness
nuts, bro.
to go professional. What the fuck?
It's like the pick of destiny shit.
Yeah, right,
so
for real.
Stupid. Now the three of them would start to feel guilt. At least one of them.
Oh, one of them did real bad.
Yeah, and the paranoia would start to set in, and the body wasn't discovered for months. I think it was 8 months, and I can't imagine, family going through something like that, and then to find out she's a quarter mile from the house.
Yeah. Like 8 months, and she's just right fucking there.
Yeah, that's awful. But the Satanic Panic actually began with a book by a Canadian author. So Shane,
what up, Shane?
Shame on you, Shane. Shame the fuck on you. This Canadian author Michelle Smith that linked child abuse to satanic rituals, and this got conversations going. There's a rash of people that got caught up in this. There's several stories. Maybe we'll do one day of this one dude that got like caught. They were a daycare, and it was a family daycare, and they put these kids through this therapy, and they said stuff
I've heard
happened.
podcasts about this shit.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking intense.
Terrible.
Dude.
So that was all part of this shit.
It's like subliminal brainwashing
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, and that book kind of fueled this fire. We talked about West Memphis 3. I mean, these guys found guilty of murdering these two boys with zero evidence
Because they had Metallica shirts on.
because one of them had a Guns N' Roses shirt on and one of them had a Metallica. I mean, it's absolute insanity. And
Fuckers.
the other one liked to write dark poetry and lyrics and stuff. Ridiculous. So, Chris, as we know, some metal bands write some graphic lyrics, man, and guys like us dig that shit.
I listen to plenty of them. Goremonger being one. Like, fucking, pretty much a lot of the songs I listen to really is about murder, fucking death, necrophilia, fucking sacrificial shit. I mean, black metal. You listen to black metal, it's all about
Right.
what to do for Satan, and
Right.
it just. But it's fucking music, man.
Right.
It's like
You
watching.
could put it down when you're done listening to it. It's not like you're doing this shit.
It's like
Reading a book. If you like to read Stephen King stories, those are pretty mainstream. But look at some of the
if you watch
dark
Texas
shit he's
Chainsaw
written.
Massacre, you go out to your fucking garage, grab your chainsaw, and go running around town.
Right.
Like it's the same thing. That's
Right.
fucking. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't take the lyrical content of a song to heart that much.
Right.
Like, I mean, I guess people do with like fucking WAP and all that shit. They're like, "Where there's pussy." But yeah, I mean, it's like fucking Alice Cooper back in the day. It's shock value.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For a lot of times, like,
Yeah.
like look at Guar. All their
Right.
shit's fucking fucked up, and their stage show is there's beheadings, there's fucking castrations,
Right.
But it's fun. People having
Exactly.
fucking fun.
People
man.
like that kind of shit. Not everybody's meant to like that shit. It's fine.
Right. If you
Like
don't
Joey
like-
said, if we all fucking agreed with everybody, it would be boring as hell. I mean, what do you think, Joey, about the whole, that side of it, the real graphic stuff? And I mean, obviously you're in the scene. So what I thought I wanted to get your take.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy line because it's like any controversy
that weed,
in
bro.
the U.S. especially. Yeah, it's like any controversy in the U.S. especially. It's like you're not convincing the other side of the one
Exactly.
thing just because your belief value is so hard. So I'm not trying to do that either way, but fucking it happens in a vicious cycle over and over and over. And you seen fucking it go all the way to Twisted Sister here going to the goddamn Congress to fucking talk about this shit,
Right. Right.
because there's the freedom of speech and expression, but at the same time, fucking, whenever you have fucking morons that somehow fucking link themselves to certain things, those people that killed Cassie Sauter, the Scream killers,
Right.
they're like, yeah, we watched the movie Scream, and it's like, okay, well, right there, that's a definite link.
Right.
Motherfucker that fucking posts on his Facebook right before he kills somebody, and he's rapping Eminem's song,
Right.
and the lyrics are somewhat similar. Well, I'm sorry to say there is kind of a link right there, but the fact is these people are so few and far between,
Right.
and it's fucking terrible.
Right.
But
It gets the headlines.
so it's right. You can't stop people from doing this shit. Fucking to make shit more extreme is always gonna happen.
right.
Always gonna be
I don't
more
know.
extreme.
Yeah, movies and fucking media, and that's the worst thing too. Is like mainstream media is fucking the news and shit. They feed off all that shit too.
Right.
The more views or more fucking views that these fucking the stories have, the more shock value they have.
Right.
It's going to be better for them. So
Oh, yeah.
they're going to fucking exploit that and
Yeah.
use it.
Look at the Idaho 4. Perfect example.
It's
People are
always
going
been
nuts over that
fucking-
shit.
It's always been that saying: if it bleeds, it leads. So
Yeah.
they're gonna fucking follow
exactly.
that. And the more controversy there is around it, the longer it's gonna last, and the more they're gonna fucking dwell on it. And be like,
Yeah.
we need all these experts looking at this fucking just because people are freaking out about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all this
And
kind
it's
of stuff just propelled it. It made
Yeah.
heavy metal like dominating for a long time because all this controversy and kids, they're rebels, against their parents, rebellious. And so they want to listen to the shit that their parents are freaking out about. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's like the draw, right? As a teenager. And the warning stickers they're putting on the
You got
albums.
Tipper Gore and the
Yeah.
PMRC coming out there.
That
They're
just sold
parental
more
advisory.
copies.
It's like, oh, I need to get that.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
the one I want. You know, not the one at Walmart that doesn't have the sticker on it.
Exactly.
And it's sort of like the war on drugs. You know, it has the opposite effect. You know, it's just ridiculous. And this
like-
Royce,
Like when Body Count's fucking Cop Killer came out, man. Holy shit.
oh yeah,
Like,
that was
oh,
definitely very
man.
controversial. But Royce Casey, he converts to Christianity and ends up splitting or spilling the beans to the cops and giving up the other two, the location of the body, the whole story, and the reason why they did it. He tells it all. And the three were, they were troubled kids, as you mentioned, Chris, going to alternative school, getting in trouble all the time. But they started their own death metal band and were just hell bent on being the best band in the world with this stupid fucking plan. So,
Dude.
and Chris Fiorella,
Yeah,
he's the fucking bad boy here.
amazingly, he's the youngest one in the group.
Right.
He was 14, right?
I
And
think so.
The other two were 15 and 16, or both 15. I don't remember exactly offhand. But, like, he fucking, Slayer, dude, he would just fucking listen to Slayer and read the lyrics and just
Study it, man.
just like, oh, this is what I need to do to make life awesome. I need to listen to Slayer and take everything they wrote down. And he fucking loved it, dude. But
Yeah.
okay, so here's what I was telling you earlier before we started recording for Joey came on, that I thought I something I was listening to or whatever I thought was funny. They said that I've never heard this in my entire life before, ever, until they said it, and I just laughed. I'm like, they're like, yeah, and Slayer is an acronym for Satan laughs as you rot eternally.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay.
or as you
Eternally
eternally
rot.
rot. Yeah. I'm like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about,
Wow,
dude?
that's crazy. You could do that with any word you want,
Right,
right?
you could come up with something. I'm like, I've never seen that in my entire life. I've been listening to Slayer since fucking
Yeah.
what?
But he said it would give him a greater existence, and he was obsessed with this. So, and the lyrics transpired him. So, very affected by this apparently. And I'm just wondering if he was smoking with Joey or something, because that sounds like some really fucking crazy ass
Bro,
shit.
that's some good ass weed.
That
for
could
sure.
come from smoking
that
some
wiki
crazy
stick.
weed. Now Joey, then it progressed into him fantasizing about carrying this shit out. So what was going on here?
I mean, you have to believe in what you're fucking doing if you really think that you're going to succeed somewhere. So,
Right.
As wild as it might fucking appear to anyone on the outside, to these kids, they're like, okay, we got to do this.
Get her
They're
done.
jamming fucking Slayer like a motherfucker, Black Magic,
Yeah.
That was a fucking
Altar of
favorite for them.
sacrifice too. Altar of sacrifice.
I'm sure they fucking wore those fucking tapes out to death in those spots,
Oh, yeah.
rewinding and
I just
like,
wanted
oh man, did you hear this part? This
Right.
riff is talking to me.
Right.
Yeah.
constantly rewinding it.
Yeah, just
But I
absolutely
mean-
nuts, man.
This is, like I said, it's a repetitive thing, and unfortunately the crazies are gonna pull it out, and every now and then you're gonna hear about it in every generation its own form. But
Right.
this is exactly fucking Charles Manson playing the goddamn Beatles.
That's
fucking
true, dude.
Over and over.
The White
you know what I'm
Album,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm just
That's a
gonna
good
say,
point, dude.
I'm just gonna say, at least Slayer was putting it out there correct. You didn't have to play the damn album backwards to figure it out.
right.
Right. Yeah, it's right in your face, man. So this is so crazy because I was a teenager when those early Slayer albums were coming out. I absolutely loved this shit too. I started playing in bands in '84. I was 17, and all that stuff was brand new back then and super underground. I mean, you had to really look for this shit, and much different, obviously, than today. But it's crazy how much the internet has changed that, and it's an amazing time to be a metalhead. And I'm so glad that I came up in the 80s to see it in its infancy. But it's also awesome as technology has made things easier
How
to
it's
get.
progressed.
Yeah, I mean, you could just at the palm of your hand jump on, the platform of your choice and
Like,
at least listen to it. If you want to buy the physical, I always at least buy the digital download.
Right.
So I try my best, and I usually buy a shirt if I like the band. So I try to help out. But yeah, I mean, it's a different era. So but I'm glad I came up when I did. But Chris, Fiorella keeps things getting darker and darker. So
Yeah,
what's going on now?
He's getting into the occult, and fucking Crowley starts getting into fucking Crowley a lot for whatever reason.
Right.
And Satanism.
Hey, we did Crowley.
Oh, we
He
did
was
Crowley.
interesting.
So
Yeah,
we
he was interesting.
but yeah, he's like taking this all again, all for real and shit. He needs to sacrifice fucking basically an Aryan, fucking a blonde-haired, blue-eyed virgin.
Right.
Fucking, he needs to sacrifice him. So he's got Elyse Pahler, dude, like locked in. He's like, okay, this is the girl, and it sadly it makes it easy for him because she was their friend basically and hanging out with him. So it's like, oh,
Yeah, she
we
had her
got the
guard down.
perfect target right here.
Right.
And the fact that they could cold-heartedly just hang out with this girl and just
I know.
be her friend constantly,
That's
no
so
problem.
fucked up, man.
Fucking
Wow.
and then just brutalize her.
Cold as ice,
Yeah,
man.
it's
That's
so,
awful.
yeah, they knew her from school. Knew her from school. Like I said, they all rode the bus together when they went to the same school, whatever. But yeah, he's getting pretty dark with it, and he's got his sights set in on this one girl.
Right.
Not even looking for a different target.
No.
Try your mom, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is awful. So Joey, now they start dropping acid. So what's
Yeah.
going on here, dude? They want to see the other side.
I mean, they gotta fucking get a little more fucking visuals on their dimensions going on, and
Yep.
they believe that fucking to connect with Satan, they gotta fucking do these psychedelics and shit. And
Right.
I don't know, maybe they were listening to some Grateful Dead by this point. I don't know what they were doing, man. They were fucking going crazy. But I mean, their fucking intentions and motivation is still towards like everything darker and darker.
Right. Boy, they really needed to get a hold of Ricky Casso, though. I mean, seriously.
Dude, Ricky'd
Yeah,
have been
for
like,
sure.
yo,
Acid
I'm the
king.
acid king, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
They would have.
And I like fucking
They
metal.
would have hung out. Yeah, they could have been like their manager or something, you know,
Right.
Ricky Casso management or something.
Oh,
Now-
there's a new commercial.
Yeah. Now they're breaking into cemeteries at night. So here we go. Some Nico Clo action here. Trying to decide which graves to rob. So this shit is getting darker and darker. And this Joseph Fiorello is fucking obsessed with Elyse. I mean, he's making sure he is in places where he knew she would be. Totally stalking this girl, befriending her, like Chris was saying. I mean, this is just so fucking heinous, man, to get that close to someone just because you want to lure them somewhere to be doing some
murder.
awful shit. And she was a very friendly and outgoing girl,
Yeah,
and this
she's
piece of
good. She
shit
had
is just awful.
aspirations of fucking getting into like modeling or fucking
Right.
acting and all that shit because she was a good-looking fucking girl. Like,
Yeah, it's terrible, dude. It's so fucking terrible. But Chris, I mean, he's following her around. He's learning her movements.
dude,
I mean,
and,
this is like some Joseph Stalin shit
Well,
with,
he-
the
like-
patience.
like her friends also told her, like, you need to like quit hanging out with these guys. There's something not right. Like, she got told by her friends, and even when she would like notice them across the street, just like looking, not even talk to her, whatever. So yeah, they're out there stalking her like a motherfucker, and he's gonna do something. They are gonna do something pretty quick, and she doesn't know it. She just thinks they're just weird dudes that
Right.
hang out with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joey Fiorello is the ringleader, it looks like here. But once they get her into that location, man, things get sideways pretty goddamn quick, man. What happens, man?
Yeah, I mean, it had been fucking scary as fuck because she gets fucking surrounded by these dudes out of nowhere. He fucking pulls out some knives and fucking tosses them. They all get one,
Right.
obviously, except her. And they're all starting to fucking chant, do it, do it.
God.
You know, like fucking
Yeah.
do what? Obviously, you know what, because
Right.
they all got knives and they're fucking crowding you. Like, yeah,
Right.
the realization of that's pure terror right there.
Right.
Yeah, and this is not even when she dies. So this is like just knowing that there's another time.
Yeah, exactly. So, I've been a metalhead now almost 50 years. I've hung out with some strange people over the years, but these motherfuckers take the cake, man. This is so
They want to
fucked.
be the most badass.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be fucking infamous and fucking bring their music to fame because they're so fucking evil.
God,
Right.
And it's like the black metal scene, them going
With
around burning churches
right?
and killing each
100%,
other.
like exactly. But
They're like, we're gonna be the fucking baddest ass shit. And I mean, I don't, not to condone this shit, but 40 years later, 30 years, whatever, people are still talking about that shit. So
Right.
all them bands are still kind of known, out of the Norway
fucking old
scene.
Mayhem and
Yeah,
shit.
that's true, dude.
fucking-
That's true.
Varg gets talked about all the time. Like,
Right.
For real.
Like, what the fuck?
Right. So the boys don't go through with it. So they're chanting, they're freaking her the hell out, but nothing happens. So they froze up. And she just thinks it's a joke
Yeah,
and
she
never
literally-
said anything
which
to
I
anybody.
thought was crazy. It's like, you literally got these three dudes like, do it! Do it!
Exactly.
Do
That's
it!
so
And fucking-
fucked up. But Fiorello and the rest were determined to do it. And he knew that Satan would make sure that the band would be getting a major record deal.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's like
Hail
some Wayne's
Satan.
World shit here.
Nice.
So,
This is not a video arcade, sir.
so July 1995, Fiorello calls Elyse, and her father knows something's up. And she says immediately after that she was tired and going to bed. He kind of knew something was going on. So I cannot imagine the guilt that this poor bastard must have felt when this goes down. So she sneaks out the bedroom
Yeah.
window. Big surprise.
Nothing new. I mean, she had snuck out before. There was
Right.
nothing new.
So she ends up meeting him back at that same place, quarter mile from the house, very secluded. And she,
Like, how, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but how fucking dumb.
no, that was really dumb. I'm not trying to victim
What
shame
the
either,
fuck?
but
I would try to fucking, I would go to the other side of the goddamn world to get away from these people.
Yeah,
if I
after
had
that
just
initial
fucking
attack
seen
like
what
that.
I had
Right.
just seen.
Right. Man, that Fiorello must have been one hell of a talker
Something.
to get
right?
her to fucking believe they were just joking around. That's fucked.
I mean, maybe Satan really did fucking lead her to
Yeah.
that.
it's
Maybe.
possible.
Maybe
It's
they
like-
were the craziness to achieve success.
It's like,
you know,
I
that's-
want you to
that's
murder
their
this
motto.
young girl, but fuck your band.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, would you kill this girl to be on an episode of Murder Metal Mayhem in 2024?
Yeah, we got you.
Fuck yeah. So, Chris, I mean, the time they get her
No.
down to the ground now.
Oh yeah, they got her now, and they're hanging out for a second. But then they get a, was it? I don't remember which dude it was. I think it was Casey. It might have been. Fucking pulls his belt off, just
Right.
wraps it around her throat, dude. Just starts choking her out, man. And then Fiorello or whatever the fuck you pronounce his name, he like has
got
a
it.
knife, just starts stabbing her in the neck. And she had, I'm curious about, it says it's a hunting knife, but I'm curious about it because everything I heard said that she had 7 or 12 stab wounds, but no single one was life threatening. It was the
Wow.
it was the fact that all 12 of them were bleeding and she just bled out.
Wow.
So yeah, they're stabbing her in the neck, and then she was still like laying there, not totally dead. So they started like stomping on like her neck and shit, like making sure she's dead. And it's over with now for this poor young girl. And now I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, man. It really is. So yeah, Joey, she's able to scream for her mother, which is just so fucking heartbreaking, man. I mean, god damn.
That's the
Praying.
That's the last thing that she was ever able to do because, like Chris said, they fucking neck stomped her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
no
praying
good.
to God to save her. I mean, just absolutely awful shit.
You got these dudes doing this for Satan, and I am gonna pray to my God. Whose God is winning now?
Wow, I'm surprised they
I'm
didn't
sorry
pull
I
a
said
Mayhem
that.
and take a picture of it and then use it for the album cover, you know?
Yeah, right.
Now, once she's dead, they violate the corpse, as we said, and left her there. And she's there for 8 months. Apparently, Delishmut would revisit the corpse multiple times over the 8 months. So what the fuck, dude? I mean,
Like
seriously.
I said, Bundy in the
Yeah.
You know, I think these dudes fucked up and they spun the wrong fucking situation. And what they should have said is that they were doing it for God and that they were so pent up from their sexual frustrations and aggressions that they needed her not to be. They couldn't bang her because she was a virgin, so they needed to kill her so they could have sex with her, and it was because of Satan
God
that
said
drove
so.
them, and they needed help. You know,
Oh,
if
they
they had
split
said all
back.
that,
They
shit,
probably would have
yeah,
got a break.
dude.
Yeah, that's a good
They
point.
might have got a
That's a
lighter
good
fucking
point,
sentence.
Joey.
They should have just said, "Hey, we're doing it for Ted."
We listened to Striper.
Right.
They were listening to Striper.
oh
Oh
hell
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Her family reported her missing, and searches took place, but she's not found. Went cold for a year, and then the three bragged about it, of course, to a couple people.
to everybody.
Probably.
They were like, just like, yeah, we're fucking badass.
Right.
We did this for Satan.
Exactly.
You
But, man,
want to be on our tour bus when we get signed by this major label?
Yeah, but don't smell Della Schmidt's dick, because it's got to be fucking
Oh, man.
rank as hell. God damn.
Dude.
But Fiorella told his mom that he had sex with a dead body. I mean, what is that, like breakfast
Hey,
conversation?
yo, mom, guess what I did last night?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I have straight up walked up to my mom and said some dumb ass shit like that before. So I can get that because, listen, I have fucking straight walked up to my mom and said some stupid shit like, hey, mom, I'm going to go fuck a corpse tonight later. And it's funny because it's funny. So I get that. If that's just
I
the
also
way, you know what I'm saying? Because if he's just like a metalhead like that and he's always just saying shit like that, I understand. It's a
that
joke.
is true.
Like,
Yeah.
And on that note, because we're Murder Mel Mayhem, I'm putting it out there with Father's Day coming up. We should do a cologne for Della Schmutz dick. Send a cologne.
Make a
'Cause, dude,
commercial
that could be
for
a
it.
funny one.
That
That
could be
would be
Put it out
great.
there.
Della Schmidt's dick.
that is so fucking good, bro.
So I mean, Chris, this is like Murder 101. Don't write this shit down.
Yeah, don't
Fucking
make a
Casey's
journal
got a
of it.
journal going.
Yeah, I mean,
Dumb.
don't ever write shit down like that. You
Right.
see that all the big ones that have, they're like,
Yeah.
once they get busted, they're searching through and they're like, huh, we got everything right, here.
Like
that
Joe
you
Nasso,
did.
that
Yeah,
one we
like,
did where he had the list of all the places that he.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Fuck
was
that.
stupid, man. Really stupid.
Yeah, but then he turns into, now he reverts. His conscience is getting to him, apparently.
Right.
Just says he's like having bad dreams or whatever. So now he reverts to a Christian.
Right.
And he's like, can't deal with it no more. So he like goes and fucking, didn't he talk to his priest first? And then he went and talked, and then we told the cops everything what happened. They're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Did he hang out at the Nation to try to convert you guys to get you
every
to calm
day.
down?
That's why he went to the cops.
Oh, okay. So Joey, now
Like, these guys
Casey's
are Satanists,
afraid.
they're going to kill too.
Casey's afraid now that the other two are going to kill him. Man, he's a little nervous, right?
I mean, he just renounced Satan and accepted Christ back into his life. What a fucking moron!
Right, what a
they know.
dumbass.
He knows these dudes are gonna fucking kill them because fucking that's what they do now.
Right,
You know,
they-
they just killed her. And
they actually
fucked
hung
her
it.
dead corpse forever.
Yeah, they
Right.
actually hung
Yeah.
out with him like all the time. That
Yeah.
chick they just played with, like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
done
so
for.
I guarantee that if that was me, I would have felt like, okay, they're fucking killing the fuck out of me
Right.
next.
Yep.
But yeah,
Right.
he goes and he's like, fuck this, goes to the authorities, and he lets them know the whole deal just to get it.
At least he
over
could be
with.
protected, and
Right.
PC and just keep him safe. The three are charged with murder. Like I said, Della Schmidt told the police he wasn't a Satanist, but he loved Slayer and the song Altar of Sacrifice, and that was his main inspiration, apparently. The press went crazy with it, blamed Slayer over it, of course.
Of course they did.
Such bullshit. I mean, like I've said, talking about, somebody reading a Stephen King book and then going out and doing it, I don't ever hear about that kind of stuff.
No.
It's always metal or rap or something like that gets all the
Rap or
fucking bullshit.
Video game.
I mean, it could have easily has happened to somebody that was jamming some fucking air supply. I mean, it happens to fucking all kinds of people and all kinds of music.
American Psycho. He's jamming Huey Lewis in the news, just
Right.
out there fucking killing.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, it's just silly. Now, Chris, they were tried as adults, as long as the death penalty was off the table.
they got 25 to life, which I mean, as long as they're there for life, I'll go for it. Because that was bad, dude. This fucking young girl fucking was their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like...
I mean, they were young, but still, that was
She
heinous,
thought
man.
they were friends. They were just like using her as a goat.
Yeah.
Like, not like a fucking Michael Jordan type goat. Just a sacrificial goat.
Yeah, it was horrible, man. It really was.
As long as they got life, they'll be... I saw a couple... Something like last year or something. One of them got...
Yeah, I've got it here somewhere. I can't remember how it works out. But Elyse's father really struggled with the loss, which I'm sure he did, and that tremendous guilt he had, and that he could have stopped it. I can't imagine something like that. He lost his job. The family went into debt, lost the home. I mean, such a tragedy on so many levels here. And then Joey, the Pahler family sued Slayer. What was the deal with that, man?
Well, they said that the lyrics were, what drove these boys to do what they did to their daughter.
Right.
But, of course, this was deemed covered under the First Amendment, that their fucking lyrics were not the cause of this, which is,
right.
A plus for that.
Yeah, the judge made the right call there. That's good.
The judge said something like, I can't do anything. This is not verbatim, but basically, like, you might as well go to the library and search through every book in there and see what's going on with these books.
Right.
So, like, good call on the judge for that.
I can see a little bit on one hand, these people, especially back then at the time, they lose their daughter and they're looking for any kind of answers as to what's going on.
Right, that's understandable.
They know that these lyrics are out there that are kind of the same kind of thing, and they're pissed about that. I can kind of get that. And then on the other hand, I also kind of wonder how much their religious family and that side of it kind of were pushing them to use them as
use that
propaganda for that shit, during the Satanic Panic time. Like, I hate to put it like this, but as soon as that shit happened, there had to at least been some fucking scumbag somewhere that was like, boom, we needed this to happen, so now we can exploit this shit to put that shit down.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, without a doubt, dude. Definitely right on the money. And of course, they're up for parole. They say all sorts of things like they're remorseful. They wish it didn't happen. They can take it back. Of course, everybody says that. 2016, Casey was denied parole, but 2021, 2 parole officers granted the parole. It goes to the governor, who then reversed it and denied it. But he's been a model prisoner and is up for parole again this year. So
there you go.
The Pahler family said they forgive him for his involvement. So it is possible he may actually get out this time.
Because he straight let them have closure on what the fuck happened to their daughter.
Right.
And he's straight remorseful for it as fuck.
Seemingly so. Seemingly so. The other two...
Don't let him out.
The other two, the fucking mugshots were goofy as all hell for these other two. Denied parole. Not expected they're going to get anytime soon. Fiorella... current prison photo is fucking special, man. He's all bald and a crazy ass beard. He looks like a goofball. So yeah, I think prison has fucking warped his mind for sure, even more than it already was. And guys, I heard there was this low budget movie inspired by this story of Elyse Pahler.
Pretty big.
Jennifer's Body. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah,
I know.
I was gonna say not too low budget.
Yeah, it's not too low budget. It had fucking Megan Fox and fucking.
Oh, okay.
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, and
was it good though? Did you guys see it?
I actually never watched it.
Joey?
It's a teen movie for its time.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing too brutal, but it is kind of cool. I never watched it forever because I was like, fuck that movie. You know what I'm saying? It's too mainstream for me.
That's probably why I never watched it.
And then I watched it probably in the last couple of years because I found it streaming somewhere, and I was like, all right, for whenever it came out, it was cool. But to be honest, it's cooler to know that this story inspired it. Not that movie is. The idea is that this girl who gets killed from these fucks ends up coming back and fucking getting revenge on them.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the only tie, but it is kind of cool that the person that when they were writing that, thought of this story as the basis. So
yeah, that is interesting.
That part of it makes it cool. It's funny because when it came out, it was probably deemed a flop, which is why people didn't watch it.
Right.
And now it's become kind of cult classic, and it's got like a high
Interesting.
fucking rating on fucking Rotten Tomato or fucking
Interesting.
you know
Right.
that one.
Right.
Yeah, I know when it
Tomatoes,
came
yeah.
out, it was
Yeah.
like got hyped up big, but then it didn't like
Yeah,
do great.
yeah.
Interesting.
And like I said,
But
I
shit
never
always
watched
gets
it.
overhyped, and
Oh,
that's
for
fucking,
real.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost always.
just the population's problem.
Right. Definitely a sad story. I mean, so senseless
Oh, yeah.
in every sense of the word. Fiorella was the instigator, but the other two were just as fucked. I mean, that Della going back and back. I mean, that's just wow. And especially, you know, that guy, very disturbing story, but all the way around, these guys were fucked up, man. Definitely. Anything, guys, to add to this one?
Was this the same time fucking D. Snyder was going up against the board? and
No,
shit?
that would have been sooner than the D. Snyder did that in the 80s. So this
Okay.
was
Yeah,
95.
that was the
so
80s. Yeah,
this
okay.
would have been later. But anything else, guys, to add to this one? No?
Nope.
I like the rare instances when murder, metal, and mayhem could all come together.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
done it
I
a few
do
times.
like it,
We've done
yeah.
it a few times. I did my research watching the documentary on Hawk and Load, which is really good channel for metal.
That's what your old lady does, ain't it? Hawking loads.
He does really does a good stuff. I really dig what he does. There's also one called This Is Monsters that was good. I've watched a lot of his stuff. There is other videos out there if you want to dig into it. Wikipedia really didn't have much, so I would recommend those two documentaries if you're going to watch one. Next week, be taking the week off. We're going to take the week off. We do have a special one for you.
It's new too.
Yeah, and very new. He works as an assistant to a medical examiner in a morgue. So he's a forensic pathologist assistant officially. And we're going to talk about that Harvard morgue scandal, which is pretty fucked up. And we're going to be doing an episode on that. But Mike and I talk about this in the interview. We're going to play that for you next week. So that's about 30 minutes, but it's an interesting conversation. He talks about what got him interested in that, and it's not the answer
I heard
you're
a little
expecting.
bit of it. Like,
Chris, yeah.
Like Pete was like editing a little bit here and there, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, you got to hear it a little bit. But we're going to be doing that topic very soon, and we're going to have Mike on with us for that. So you get to hear it kind of two different ways. When we come back from our break next week, we're going to have Shane on with us, of course.
Or Canada.
Canadian case. Bruce MacArthur, the landscaper that buried his 8 victims in planters outside.
That's what's
Very fucked up. It's a good one. And we've talked
Hey,
about
man, you
doing
gotta
this before.
fertilize your fucking plants, bro.
Yeah, maybe he's cutting edge, recycling,
That's
I guess.
what's up.
So, Joey, any good page of days for us?
I got 2 quick ones. Probably have a longer one next time since it'll be after a bonus. But
Right,
for tonight, the first thing they're talking about, I just thought this was pretty cool, was brain fingerprinting in forensics. And brain fingerprinting is like a mix between an electroencephalography, EEG, and a lie detector test. So like an EEG, a brain fingerprinting observes the P300 response, or a surge of electrical activity that happens in the brain 300 milliseconds after a person sees something familiar. So that's pretty fucking crazy. Like, there ain't much fake in that shit, you know? Like a lie detector test, brain fingerprinting can reveal whether a suspect knows specific details of a crime. Now, during a classification concealed information test, or CIT, a suspect may be asked a dozen questions about a crime, with only one of those questions even accurately describing it. And if there's a P300 response to the accurate question, it indicates that the suspect has knowledge of the crime. In theory, the CITs are more accurate than traditional polygraphs, which rely on physiological reactions to lying. Now, neuroscientist Lawrence Falwell, he first used brain fingerprinting as a tool in a murder case in 1999, and he has since promoted it as a forensic method with 100% accuracy. However, he has tested it only privately and never made the results available for public review, which of course has led to a lot of criticism
Skepticisms and
from
shit,
other
yeah.
neuroscientists. Yeah, but still, I mean, it's pretty fucking interesting, and it just shows how
Right.
fucking how fine-tuned they're coming down to this shit, where motherfuckers aren't gonna be able to get away with a goddamn thing.
No.
It's like, I didn't do it. Yeah, you did.
Right. Like, motherfucker, yes you did. I could see it on the screen above your head.
Exactly.
Anyway, fucking. So the second one I got, and this is a Chicago case, so shout out to y'all over there in Illinois, but this is a survivor story, which we get these sometimes from Page a Day, which is cool, and this is Kathy Williams Loving. Now, July 1961, she's 14 years old. Kathy Williams Loving, she runs away from home, and it wasn't her first time. She was being abused by her stepfather, who was also the Chicago police detective, Clifford Starks, and she made many attempts to escape the abuse, but always ended up getting returned to Starks to endure more beatings and rape. Now, this time, she goes to a police station and claims to have amnesia. Police officer begins interrogating her, and he sees the bruises on her arms and suspects that she may be fleeing from trouble at home. She thinks she could trust him now, and she tells him the truth, but instead of helping, he calls her dad Starks, and when she refused to go with him, he had locked her up for being incorrigible. Williams Loving was held in a juvenile detention facility for 4 months before facing trial, and on the day of her trial, her file, which contained several affidavits corroborating her claims of abuse, just magically disappeared. She was sentenced to attend a school for delinquent girls till she was 18, and then she was given one more chance to escape the injustice, because on the bus on the way to school, she tells the driver the whole story while they're driving out there. The driver turns out to be a Cook County deputy sheriff, and he believes her and promised to investigate it, so he brings the case to the attention of the state social workers, and 2 months later she was declared an emancipated minor and released from the school to live with her friends. She later started a church group to counsel abused children, and in 1991, 30 years after she escaped the abuse and institutionalization, her story was featured on Unsolved Mysteries, and what she was doing, she was trying to find the deputy sheriff that had helped her rescue her.
Oh, that's why she.
And 8 months later, she was reunited with him, Fred Douglas Lyle. They connected, and when he died in 1998, she spoke at his funeral. So the fate of her abuser, Clifford Starks, was unknown, but an internet rumor says that he was murdered by a mother of a girl he abused in the early 80s. So pretty fucked up case.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
nuts right there.
Page a Day, man. Good stuff as always, Joey. I love that Page a Day. All right, guys. Well, we have done our fair share of murdering tonight. I think it's time to crank up that heavy metal and talk about some of that. So, Joey, what the hell do we need to do?
Let's fucking hang out and get our metal on.
Hell yeah.
Just because CK has passed on, he's not done educating the masses. CK will forever be the great metal motherfucker. We're here to stomp poser ass and eradicate the planet of their kind. CK has passed the torch to us, and we will forge the fuck on. In CK's name, we will bestow metal knowledge upon all of you.
All right. Metal segment, always in the memory of the great metal motherfucker himself, CK. We got CCK there behind us throwing up the horns. And I'm recording this. Don't normally record the metal segment, but I figured for our metal channel, we would record the metal segment tonight. Something a little different. So we also, this past Sunday was CK's birthday on Easter Sunday, which was ironic.
Yes, it was.
Very fitting to mention that in this 6-year anniversary podcast. CK was with us from episode like 4 or 5 up to almost, I think, right at 150 was when he passed. So October 2021. It's amazing it's been that long ago. But definitely gone but not forgotten. And so I did want to mention CK in this 6-year show, and also because his birthday just passed. So definitely sad to see him go. But when CK passed, we decided the best way to do this was to pass the horns around each week. So Chris, it's your turn.
Yes,
you got the horns. So what are you doing?
This week I decided to do something a little different. It's not going to take long because there's not a whole lot, but it's just something interesting that I like. So like I said, I'm doing the Omnific. They're all instrumental. There's no vocals to it. It's all instrumental, progressive metal band from fucking Melbourne, Australia. So Melbourne, we know you guys are listeners.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, thanks for coming out with some
Yeah.
good shit. They fucking started in 2016 by Matt Fackrell and Toby Patterson Stewart. Now, these guys just got together and they just had an idea of like just making a random YouTube video just for the fun of it, just consisting of 2 bass players and a drummer. That's it. So everybody knows that's all this band is. There's 2 bass players and a drummer. So, and they're fucking badass at what they do. So they put this YouTube video together and shit, and they dropped it on YouTube. 3 days later, it already had 30,000 views.
Wow.
So like, they fucking 2017, they said, "Fuck it, let's go ahead and like." Well, no, after the 3 days, honestly, yeah, after the 3 days, they recorded their first fucking EP. After the 30,000 views, let's fucking record something else and drop it, dude. So they put out, I don't know any numbers on the listens or anything like that, but 3 days after that video, they put out a Seronorous EP. And then in 2017, they announced that their actual drummer that they're going to use for all their shit, all their music and everything, his name's Jerome Lemaitre. I think Lemaitre, but yeah, okay. Jerome Lemaitre. And then in November of 2017, they put out their second EP called Kismet. And then they had shows like playing all over the place with. I didn't write down any of the bands or shows, but meanwhile, while they're doing this 3-piece instrumental 2-bass, they're touring all over the place with huge ass bands, having a good ass time.
Right.
So then, in May of 2019 was their third EP, The Mind's Eye, they put out, and then in 2021 they put out their first full length fucking called Escapades, which is a pretty dope ass album. If you want to hear some instrumental shit, go check it out. And then in June of this year, they're supposed to be dropping fucking Law of Augmenting Returns. So I'm interested to hear what's going on with that shit. But like the lineup still remains the same. It's still Matt Fackrell, and in 2000, what was it? Shit, I don't remember what year it was. But Matt, one of the founding members, he fucking found out that he had fucking type 1 diabetes. And so he's in the hospital and everything. And this made me think of you, Pete.
Yeah.
The day after he got out of the hospital with all that shit, they started tracking drums for a fucking standalone single called the Conunform Script, which I was like, oh shit, this dude just found out he's got diabetes. Now he's going to go fucking jam some fucking bass.
Right.
That's fucking Pete right there.
There you go.
So yeah, they just put out some pretty good shit. There's a lot of standalone like stuff that they put out on YouTube, songs and whatever, but go check them out, man. They just got some good bass tones, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, as a bass
shit.
player, I was listening to this track. I had no idea what they were going to sound like, and I was like, holy shit. Like, if this is actually humans playing a bass, this is amazing. And you showed me that video, and I was just like completely blown away. So, yeah, I mean, these guys are really talented. Definitely different than what we would normally talk
do
about.
Different sometimes.
But, you know, I mean, I go into a Dream Theater, Fate's Warning phase, or Queensryche, old Queensryche, like that stuff. So, yeah, I go through phases, but I definitely gravitate toward the death and thrash metal stuff for sure. So, very cool. Excellent. And I went with my classic. I said earlier it was Bolt Thrower. I'm going with Bolt Thrower, the last one they did, Those Once Loyal. 2005. It's hard to believe it's been that long ago. Almost 20 years, but that is a great album. I love that one. I was just jamming it the other day. But it's cool that they went out in good form. You know, they didn't put out a bad album, and that one was great, and it was long anticipated, came out with that, and then that was it. So anyway, that's my Lost Classic. Joey, you got the horns next time when we come back from our break. Any idea what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to fucking talk about...
River Dance or something?
No, I'm going to go Minneapolis, Minnesota, and really from a lot of points of the Midwest, but I'm going to talk about fucking Anal Blast.
Oh shit!
Brutal.
Yeah. That's gonna be a fun one, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. We'll have Shane
Oh,
on
shit.
that episode, so we'll have to see if he wants to stay on for that. But that should be good. Always go from one extreme to the other, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Total opposite ways, dude.
Yeah. What have we been listening to lately, Chris? I know you've been listening to some of that Omnific.
Yeah, but for some reason, for the past fucking 5 days or something, there's been 2 songs that have been stuck in my head, that I just keep listening to over and over again. It's obviously Cannibal Corpse's "Shred to Humans." Y'all know who sings that. That song's just been in my head constantly, so I just listen to it and listen to it. I might go run my car into another car. And also
Try to sue.
Yep, and then try to sue him. And Dying Fetus, Blunt Force Trauma. That song will never not be heavy as fuck to me, dude. But that couple songs, but then I listen to the Murder Dolls. I love the Murder Dolls. And I don't know. Hold on, let me look. What else have I been? Oh yeah, Burn Forever. Have you listened to them, Joey? No, they're I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna say that
I should peep them out.
Yeah, I mean they're not fucking slam or really super heavy or anything, but they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was wondering too if we have anybody watching that's never seen us before, and they're like, "What the fuck are these guys eating in the middle of a segment?" It's Pop-Tarts, right? There's a tradition in Murder Metal Mayhem that we eat Pop-Tarts. So, Joey, what kind of Pop-Tart are you eating?
Pop-Tarts and beer.
Yeah, I got bougie because a lot of times I'll just eat mine Renegade cold, but I actually fucking toast these ones because I like the way they taste, and it's the fucking frosted chocolatey pancake.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Nice. What about you, Chris? What did you get?
I got the fucking cookies and cream motherfuckers.
Cookies and cream? I got the gingerbread one, which are good.
Right.
Nice.
And because I was sitting here thinking while I was waiting for you guys to get back from our break, I'm like, you know what we need in Horns High is a fucking toaster, so me and Chris could get all fucking high class, you know? So we got a four slot toaster coming by Amazon. Thank you very much. So we will be toasting our Pop-Tarts out here starting when we come back from our break. So.
Dude, hey Cashman, one of my memories that popped up the other day was Twisted Twisters with Twisted Sister.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year.
It is that time of year,
season.
bro.
What about you, Joey? What have you been jamming?
I was jamming a lot. I was jamming fucking the New Kitty. I kind of like that.
Dude, it's
shit.
so good. I only heard the first song they dropped. But dude, it's so good.
I was pretty impressed with it.
I haven't heard it.
But actually, I guess a lot of what I've been listening to, because there was a guy, Aaron Mendola, from down in Texas, and he passed away recently. And so I've been jamming a lot of his projects. He was the vocalist, and he was involved with bands like Exulcerate and Putrilage, and he was in Engaged Mutilating and Maleficent, all from fucking Texas.
Right.
So that Texas DM Slam, and he also was the organizer for the Gore Growlers Ball down there from 2007 to 2011.
Nice.
And he passed away, so jamming some of that. So R.I.P. to Aaron Mendola.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been jamming this new Suffer album that came out. Those guys from South Dakota, so badass, called Canvas of the Aesthete. It's a weird name, but I'm telling you, these guys are wicked. I found them, I don't even remember. I think I got the thing from their label for Bandcamp. Anyway, I advanced ordered it. Really like those guys. I'm going to be playing them later. And then Corpse Molester Cult, who we were talking about earlier, played a little clip of that.
Yep.
Digging those guys, that EP they got. They're the band that was before Dead Talks when they changed their name. Mutilation Barbecue, the Amalgamations of Gore is the album, and it's wild, man. It's fucking slamming.
Dude, that fucking song you played earlier, hell yeah, I love it.
And Anger Rot, the Profound Recreant, that is also badass. That is the Suffer guys before they were Suffer. They were
really?
Anger Rot from South Dakota, but really badass death metal stuff. So
Yeah, and I got that backwards. That was Corpse Molester Cult you played.
right.
Never mind.
The update on 666 Seconds of Metal. Me and Shane killing it every week. We're recording tomorrow instead of Thursday because it's my anniversary on Thursday. So we're doing that.
Nice.
And we're doing a review. Last week we did a review of Dead Talks and then also Chainsword. Lots of good stuff over there on the Metal channel. So go check it out. It's a new channel, so we really need subscribers. So just go take a second.
Support Murder Metal
666 Seconds of Metal. And just takes a moment. Doesn't cost you anything to hit subscribe, and that's it. All right, Joey, what's the latest? I know what's the latest, but I want to hear from you with the new distro and Goremonger. What's going on?
The Goremonger, I got a show this Saturday, so fucking April 6th, 2024, whenever you're listening to this episode, but in fucking outside Fort Wayne, Indiana at Carl's Tavern.
Nice.
With Cocaine Culture and a la carte. It's going to be a fucking good time. Fucking,
yeah.
So I got that coming up, but then on the fucking label, I just released the new album, and Pete got a copy, so Chris has it now too, but it's actually the Murder Metal Mayhem compilation of our commercials,
Yes, sir.
fucking hysterical, distasteful, and stupid. So that's available, physical format now, autographed from Pete if you get it from him.
We've
So
got
hit 'em
we
up.
got them all signed up here. I don't have very many, and so what I'm going to do is I'll probably post something in the Facebook group to let people know how they can get a copy. If you're just inquiring, just email me, pete@murdermetalmayhem.com, and I'll get you a link. You can just order it on PayPal or whatever. And they're just $12 shipped anywhere in the U.S.
Yes.
And Joey, Chris, and I signed the ones that I've got for sale. So
Hell yeah.
that's super cool. And the cover looks awesome that
the
Joey
art-
did. I mean, the
Joey's
whole
artwork
thing
looks
looks
great.
good. So I've
Dude,
been
fucking,
listening to it in my car and laughing my ass off.
Hell yeah. I haven't got to listen. I just got it myself, so hell yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Dude,
good.
Joey, that show you're playing with fucking Cocaine Culture, you should dress up like Scarface for their set.
right.
That's funny. The 666 Club's not funny, though. That's our Patreon supporters. And you get to hear the episodes early. The interviews usually the same day I do them. Not having to wait like everybody else. So just $3 a month. And I'll link to that in the episode description. Join that 666 Club. And guys, I think we've done plenty of metal tonight. So
Yes, sir.
Chris,
Yes, we
what the
have.
fuck
Let's
do
get
we
our
need to
fucking
do?
Mayhem on.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, man. You know what?
What?
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good, because I need to tell our listeners one last thing. Fuck it, I forgot that I was listening to that's so badass. And it's Della Schmutz's Dirty Dick and the Dead I don't know. Della Schmutz Dick, right? We're
Tell
doing
us
something
you got
with this.
to, bro.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say for our
Okay,
listeners.
so now we can get our Mayhem on?
Yes.
All right, very
That
good.
was mayhem as fuck.
Are you looking to put a bit of gas into your life? Nothing livens up a party faster than ripping ass for a house full of guests at a dinner party. We can teach you to fart to music in our master flatulence course. It's really a gas. Our students can toot away to old school country, Bart staccato to some upbeat jazz, or get down and nasty on some wet-ass sax to some funky R&B. So, call us today at the Mad Gasser Flatulence Academy in Mattoon, Illinois, and find out what your ass has been missing all these years. Don't let another moment go by without letting your colon do the talking. We can make it happen.
Oh man, some Mad Gasser. That was a good one, an oldie but a goodie. That's on that CD, man. You got to get it, man. Hysterical, Distasteful, and Stupid. And before that was that Omnificent.
The Omnific.
Omnificant. Sorry about that.
No, just Omnific. Yeah,
Omnific.
But, yeah, the Omnific. But yeah, fucking just basically just bass solos for days.
Yeah, and it's funny that Mad Gasser commercial had that bass heavy riff in it too. That was not intentional. I didn't know what he was sending
you didn't know what I was playing.
Yeah, so. I had no idea. So, all right. So that means we're in Mayhem right now, and Mayhem is when we tell some tales and share some fun stories, things from the past, things that are currently going on. Yeah. And so we got, Chris, you said you had some mayhem for us.
Yeah, this just happened over the weekend. It was just Saturday. It's nothing like stupid, crazy or anything. It's just like a holy fuck, what did you do moment about somebody else. So one day last week, I was at work and Courtney messaged me. She's like, hey, you got a problem changing one of my friend's brakes, whatever? I was like, oh, no, I got it, whatever. They're going to pay me to do it, whatever. So they bring their vehicle over to the house. I got in the garage. I got lifted up, tires off. I'm on the passenger side, and I loosen up all the bolts to take the fucking slide the caliper off of the rotor so I can change the pads and rotors. And this motherfucker would not move, bro. Like you remember when we did Courtney's Jeep and we had to pry on that fucking caliper, dude?
Yeah.
Well, it was like that, but this is way worse. So like, I'm like, I got a fucking pry bar on the caliper. Everything's loose. So like, I should be able to just grab it and slide it off. I'm like yanking on it, this pry bar, and it's not moving. I'm like, what the fuck is this stuck on? So I grabbed the flashlight, and I'm like, looking around. I look at the back of the rotor. Both of the rotors on the front of this vehicle, both sides, the inside brake pad was non-existent.
Wow.
The motherfucking brake pad was gone.
Like
it was
welded to the fucking
It was the piston from the fucking caliper just grinding onto the fucking rotor of these fucking brakes. And the reason I couldn't get the one on the passenger side off because it fucking ground so deep that it made like a hook and loop. So like the piston was hooked to the fucking rotor and I could not get it off.
Wow.
So I'm like, I walked into the other room of the garage and I'm like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you can't drive this fucking thing. You need new calipers too.
Wow.
This is broken. Like, wow. I was able to, the one on the driver.
What must that have sounded like being in that vehicle with those brakes? Like,
dude,
like,
the one on the one on the driver's side, like the caliper and the pads, like, rolled off the fucking rotor the way they're supposed to and everything. And the caliper's sitting there. I look at it and I grab the piston and it shakes and it pops off in my hand. The whole piston out of the caliper just pops off in my hand. I'm like, holy shit. And it's just like, how do you let your brakes? Don't get me wrong. I have let my brakes go.
Me too.
To where like, okay, I need to change these right now.
Right.
But never so far where the piston from the caliper is just grinding in there.
That's not good.
I just like
brakes. They're kind of important.
This person even said to me, I've been driving around for 3 months using my e-brake to stop. I'm like, holy fucking
God.
shit, dude.
Wow. Jesus
I was just
Christ.
like, God damn. But yeah, we got them all. Everything's brand new on them brakes, new rotors, new fucking calipers, new fucking pads. Everything's fine. Fucking
very good.
Everything's good. She's safe now.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I've got a story to tell, but it's not really a true Mayhem story. It's more of you had a good story in Mayhem not too long ago, and I think that was cool. So I'm kind of doing the same thing, but this happened on the Murder Metal Mayhem YouTube channel. So I did a video where I interviewed a soldier. I've mentioned this before, G.W. Ayers. He was my sergeant when I was in the Army, and I hadn't seen him in 30 years. And anyway, interviewed him because he has PTSD, And the subject I was talking about with the Idaho 4 involved somebody that also had PTSD. So trying to understand it. And so there was a lot of discussion about his treatment and how he overcame it and this kind of thing. And I'm throwing at the bottom of the screen, like if you need help, get help, phone number, 988 in the US, this kind of thing. And trying, to do what we could to reach out in case somebody was watching this that was having issues, whether it be PTSD or some other mental health problem. So this came out on Friday at like 1 o'clock. A Friday at about 5 o'clock, so 4 hours later, I get an email through the website. So this person went on the website to the contact page and emailed me through that. And it was on my writing website. And he was saying that his name was Tim, and I've had his permission to, repeat what was going on here. I actually did a video where I read the emails. Well, I'm not going to do that now. I'm just telling you the story. So he reaches out. He's 56, retired firefighter from Idaho, ironically, but not Moscow. And so he lives in Arizona now, and he struggles tremendously with PTSD, and he just was recently diagnosed with dementia, which is just
that's rough.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Felt so bad for this guy, right? So he says, you were talking in your video, I really appreciated you and GW talking about PTSD, and it's something that I've really struggled with, but as a civilian, I'm not really sure where I can go. Because most people, when they hear PTSD, they think military, so I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. So I'm like, man, this guy's reaching out.
Yeah,
I don't want to drop the ball.
Firefighters go through a lot of shit, bro.
They do, man. It's for sure. So I jumped on the internet and knew where he was in Arizona. I'm not going to say this out loud. So I found 2 or 3 different places in his area that looked like they treated that. I looked at the 3 of them, and I thought this one, that I sent to him was been around the longest, seemed like it was pretty legit, so I sent him that. And I said, hey, I don't know anything about these people, but, I found this place. It looks like they'll at least talk to you. So he thanked me for that, and then I thought, I'll never hear from him again,
Right.
But then the next day I got an email from him again through the website saying that he's got an appointment. He made an appointment there, and he thanked me again, for helping him out. And
That's
he gave me his
badass.
phone number, and he's like, hey, if you ever want to chat, let me know. And so he's also reached out to GW. GW is the sales manager for Rainier Firearms in Kansas. And he does a lot of charity. He does a charity for homeless vets. And so this guy, Tim, and GW may be negotiating some sort of thing where Tim wants to donate his entire gun collection to be raffled, and then the money to be used for PTSD awareness.
Nice.
And I thought that was super cool.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I thought for Memorial Day weekend, I might do a telethon kind of thing on our YouTube channel. I'll have different guests on. I'd love to have you guys come on to raise money for GW's charity, which is the homeless vets in the area he lives there in Kansas. But it's a tremendous thing he's doing.
That's
and
good.
I thought Memorial Day would be a cool day to do that. So not the day of, but that
Look at
weekend.
Murder Metal Mayhem out here saving lives, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So I did a video on it because so many times the YouTube creators catch a lot of shit for trying to profit off of, terrible things. We, as podcasters, we've caught some of that.
Oh, yeah,
and
we have.
here's an example of something that we've done that was positive. You know what I mean? It's not all just fucking negative. We provide
Fuck
entertainment.
everybody, dude.
Somebody has a bad fucking week at work, and they, smoke a joint and listen to Murder Metal Mayhem, and they get some laughs, and it eases the tension,
You
So
can do
people
like
are
I do.
affected different ways.
Or you could do like I do. Got off work, went to the liquor store, got a little shot, and I drank that before we got out of the parking lot. Fuck this.
Why doesn't that surprise you?
It shouldn't.
But so anyway, that's I wanted to tell that story. It's a really positive story. I talked to Tim today, and just to touch base and say, hey.
Oh, yeah, that's badass.
So yeah, he's a good dude, And yeah, like you said, Chris, firefighters see an awful lot of shit.
Yeah.
And so he didn't get into
Could you imagine, like,
specifics.
you walk into a house that you just put out and there's a child's
Right.
crispy body sitting there? Like,
Which
you
is
know-
what I was talking to Morg Mike about, you know, in that interview about the kids and that. So yeah, that interview
I need to
next
listen to
week,
that
guys, you're
because
gonna
I'm-
like that. But 666 seconds of murder, been cranking them out. Idaho 4 for the most part. I did that interview with Jeff Ignatowski from Scorpion Lair Games. I did that on there. The GW Airs interview, the entire one, will be available Friday, the day after this comes out. And the True Crime Deep Cuts with GW is already out, and that's really good. It's done very well on the channel, and I get, you know, like this super cool email from this guy, and it just totally blew my mind.
No, that
So,
was awesome.
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I'm glad he took that step, you know, because everybody that's suffers from mental health, you know, there's a stigma attached to it. People don't want to say anything. You know, some people were raised where it's like, oh, you know, you're a man, you're not supposed to, you know, but we all are affected in different ways by different things, and it's important to reach out like Tim did. So, all right, well, we got a killer cage match tonight, guys. I can hear that crowd, you know, going
they
here a
back
little
there
bit.
getting it done.
So we got to explain these rules. So we got 100 killers, a list that we came up with, 100 objects for them to fight with, a variable in the cage with them that makes it interesting, and a song playing while they're killing each other in this cage. And
Got to kill.
our listeners provide the random numbers so we know who's fighting and what they're fighting
Right.
with, Chris.
Yes, they do. And tonight, once again, we have Mr. Ray Mac, Daddy Mac Falls.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to call him Mac Falls. I'm going to add an A in there. Mac Falls. What up, Mac Falls? One of these days, Mac will fall.
Oh,
Oh.
better not.
But then we also have motherfucking Colton Howell. What's
Hell
up,
yeah.
brother? How's it going out there? And we got Miss motherfucking Rebecca Boomsock coming
yeah.
back in.
Good to see
That's
Rebecca
a fucking.
in there.
She's a fucking reigning champion, dude.
She is. She really is. We
I
got
know Colton went out fucking hiking on a trail.
That's what I
like
said, dude. Yeah,
he's
doing
out
the-
there right now.
out there in the fucking trail. He's like hiking river to river.
in that weather and shit. He had a fucking
Wow.
stick come through his fucking tent while
I
he was
saw
sleeping.
that, bro.
Oh, my God.
Like, he's like, that's why I carry duct tape.
yeah,
Fucking
that's
holy
wild.
shit. Yeah,
That's
he's out there
wild.
doing it real. He's out in the fucking woods listening to Murder Metal Mayhem.
Hell
dude.
yeah, Cole.
That's what's
Fuck
up.
yeah, dude. And so yeah, so that's gonna be wild. And we got this brutal matchup tonight, Joey. What's this interesting one? Who's fighting?
Gary Ridgway, who fucking hates whores. He's just helping cleanse the world. And we're gonna go with fucking DeFeo, Ron DeFeo from over in New York, because he's just tired of his goddamn family. He's gonna wipe them out because fucking the demons told him to.
Right. Yeah, those two, kind of an interesting matchup between those two. And Chris, what about the objects for him?
Oh,
to fight
the
with
objects
here?
tonight. We got a big ass, we'll call it a 12-inch cast iron.
Yeah,
Yeah, 12-inch.
that's gonna
cast
do
iron
some fucking
skillet.
damage.
Oh, man. Dude, one day we are coming out here with my parents and we are just going to record stories just to throw in. Yes, cast iron skillet is involved, but yeah, we got a fucking like a big cast iron, like 16-inch cast iron skillet,
Right.
And we have ourselves
school.
a fucking rhinoceros horn.
Oh,
So
wow.
shit's getting fucking real like that.
That's going to be tough to manage, I'm thinking. man.
I don't know.
I don't know how heavy they are. But the variable, Joey, this is interesting.
Phil Anselmo, and this is after he drinks a quart of whiskey at the Nation.
Oh, wow. You got
Oh,
Phil
man.
Anselmo hanging out at the Nation, dude. That's cool.
If that ever happened, I'd be like, yep, never leaving this house.
Now, the song playing on our custom 666,000 watt custom Murder Metal Mayhem stereo, Whiplash by Metallica, back
it
when
is.
Metallica was badass. Definitely love that one. But there we go. So we got Gary Ridgway fighting Ronald DeFeo in a cage with a cast iron skillet and a rhinoceros horn. And Phil Anselmo staggering around after drinking a quart of whiskey at the Nation. And fucking Whiplash fucking jamming by Metallica. So, Chris, Where do we go from
I mean,
here?
if this shit's going down, fucking, it's at the Nation. Like, Anselmo's not going anywhere where the octagon is not. He wants to be at the fucking cage. He's in the cage. It's at the Nation. So he's drunker than shit,
Okay.
but he's not drunk. That's the problem.
Okay.
Meanwhile, everybody else in the party's drunk. We're like, we got Phil Anselmo in the Nation. Fuck yeah, let's get wasted. Fucking Ridgeway and motherfucking goddamn DeFeo, they're standing there in the ring like, how come nobody's watching? And then Whiplash just starts jamming. And everybody looks at the stage like, oh, or looks at the cage like it's a stage. Everybody's getting in there like, we're making a circle pit in here. So like, the fucking cast iron skillet, it's already on the stove because Mom's like, oh, it's just another metal party at the fucking Nation. I got to cook all these dudes' food. I love these people. So Mom's in there cooking food on the cast iron, whatever. Meanwhile, Pete Saratavich, he's got the motherfucking rhinoceros horn and he's digging that motherfucker out because he's got to put some meat in that because he's a fucking Viking, dude. So Pete's over there digging that shit out. Meanwhile, there's a mosh pit of all the Nation and Ridgeway and fucking goddamn DeFeo. They're like, getting drug into it, and they don't like it. They end up getting trampled by the fucking whole fucking Nation. They're both dead. Pete's fucking drinking his fucking goddamn whiskey out of his fucking rhino horn. Mom just made us all some great dinner. We're hanging out with Phil Anselmo. The Nation fucking wins.
Oh, wow. Nice. And you completed it, Chris. Very. Joey, I know you're going to have a different take on this, possibly.
Man, Chris has been just fucking killing it lately.
Yeah. In his zone, man.
Fucking roll.
In his zone.
So whenever the bell rings for this one, ding ding, you got fucking Whiplash, fucking just jamming, fucking Kurt with the riffs, fucking going hard. Still no double bass, but that's okay. Lars decided he never needed that in his life.
Right.
But yeah, man, fucking it's Whiplash will always sound good on the system, you know.
It's always
So we're
dude, you know.
yeah. So we're jamming that at the Nation. That's where we're at apparently, and fucking in the fucking ring. So DeFeo, he's like, man, I got these fucking voices telling me I need to fucking take out everybody around me. That motherfucker over there with the bald head looking like he's gonna fucking recruit the whole trailer park with his fucking songs. I don't know if I can fuck with him. He goes, this other guy, I might be able to fuck with this West Coast motherfucker because he's got a look of evil in his eyes, but I don't know if he could actually fight a dude or not, so we'll have to fucking see what's up. And Ridgeway, he's over there like, Whiplash, West Coast motherfucker. Right. Yeah, you think I can't kill you, motherfucker? You think I just fuck with whores? I'll kill a fucking dude. You don't even fucking know. And he's just, but the whole time his face is stoic as fuck, and you wouldn't even think he's thinking anything.
Right.
But this is what's going on in his mind.
Wow.
Ridgeway's fucking getting pissed. He's like, motherfucker, so he grabs that cast iron skillet. The problem is, Ridgeway's too fucking soft from fighting all them prostitutes. He can't even lift up the cast iron skillet. DeFeo's laughing his ass off. DeFeo's like, motherfucker, I walk around with shotguns raised up, fucking pointing at anything around me, motherfucker. Real or not, I don't give a fuck. I do it for Satan. Just like,
shit.
yeah, just like Hatred. You think I don't listen to Hatred on the East Coast, motherfucker?
Right.
You think you have a lock on Hatred on the West Coast? And fucking DeFeo, man, he's just rocking. That's the thing, is that when Whiplash comes in, I mean, there's a point where it comes to that fucking breakdown, and I don't even know what timestamp it is, but everybody knows it. All three, like Anselmo, DeFeo, and fucking Ridgeway, have to stop, and they're all just fucking, they're all just fucking headbanging in the middle of the fucking ring and going hard. This is fucking DeFeo. He's like, I'm tired of this goddamn shit. He picks up that fucking rhino horn, fucking does double fucking reverse kick spin twist into Anselmo's fucking eyeball with the rhino horn. Fucking kills him instantly.
Oh, damn.
Fucking goddamn Ridgeway, he's like, wait, what the fuck? I thought we was jamming some Metallica over here and having a good time. There ain't no whores, so I don't want to kill nobody. What the fuck? And that's whenever DeFeo grabs that cast iron skillet and fucking just overhand throws it at Ridgeway's face, cracks it wide open, his glasses split in two, both going into the lenses in his eyes. DeFeo follows it up, with a fucking stomp from his boot to the groin for the remainder of the song. Whiplash just smashes fucking Ridgway's dick into the fucking mat for fucking all them dead corpses. DeFeo wins.
Wow,
Nice.
DeFeo. Well, at least an Italian in this episode did something positive.
There it
so
is,
Thank
there it
you,
is.
Ronnie DeFeo Jr. I appreciate that. So, well, very good. Well, my last book, Creation of Chaos 4, it's out there on my website, PeteAltieri.com. I got all my stuff there. I'm getting ready to do a sale for the spring, summer, so keep your eyes open. I'll be doing an
Keep
update
checking it out.
to the store and get some prices right for you. I got some appearances coming up. When we get closer, one's in May, so that's a little bit away, but early May I'll be in Pekin. So, all right. Well, I think we have done plenty of mayhem tonight. So let's hit that fucking outro.
With it.
Some Suffer from South Dakota. That song was Inhalant Caustic Foray. So
It's pretty dope.
badass, definitely Carcass, necroticism era, little black metal in there, but I'm digging more black metal than I used to. But these guys are really good. Death metal with some hints of black metal in there too.
Right.
Just dropped on Friday. It's sick, and so I'm definitely loving this one.
I like it a lot, but the vocals are definitely more black than death.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Bumper music tonight, Chris or Joey.
Or whoever.
Joey, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, Corpse Molester, Colt, Suffer, and Chris. Who'd you do the metal
The
segment on?
Omnific.
Omnific.
Yeah, I have a hard time remembering that for some reason.
Yeah. It took me a minute too.
Yeah, no.
That's why it was fitting you said Chris too, because I needed him to help me.
right. It's like, wait, I don't even remember what the fuck it was, dude.
And the metal segment, Chris.
The fucking
intro.
Great Metal Motherfucker by fucking Crisis.
You
from
know it.
CK, what up?
Yeah, and the Murder Metal Mayhem intro is Crawl Space by Low 12. Thanks to Scorpion Lair Games again sponsoring this episode. Check the description below for a link where you can get one of their games. They're amazing.
Fucking right, dude.
And especially this new Profiler game. I've got the link down below to get the
Profiler.
Kickstarter for that.
You can you can find you can go to a victim and find their killer in this game.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thanks to everybody out there listening. You guys on YouTube for watching. We appreciate it any way you're listening or watching us.
Spotify, iTunes,
Yeah,
however you
it's
do
really
it, we
cool to
appreciate all
hear that
shit,
kind of
dude.
stuff.
However you do it, we appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, and we want to say, read some comments here, Chris. How about that first one?
I'm going to pronounce it
Jorge.
George. I know it's Jorge. I'm going to say George.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, Jorge Rivera says, I was sending you in Mexico City. I love the podcast and all this crazy stuff you talk about. Hornside for me and my band, Bloodthirst.
Hell
So,
yeah.
no, we might have to send us a link to your band, bro. Let us
That's
check
right.
it
Might
out.
have to check that out.
Because, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
curious.
hell yeah. Thanks, Jorge.
Because I could fucking search it, and it might not be the same band. Maybe
Yeah,
I
it
want
could
to
be a
know
band
your
that's used that. Joey, what about that second one?
Rolanda Jenkins 54 said, I really like the episode on Courtney Gordon. I live in Queens. It was a terrible story. Thank you for doing it. Mental health's a real tragedy in this country.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Rolanda.
definitely, Rolanda. Thank you very
That's
much.
why I drink.
Well, that Courtney Gordon episode, because it was so new, it just happened in December. I mean, that's a, really much newer story than we're used to covering here.
We don't usually do that shit.
No, we don't. The third one, George of the Jungle 66 comments, I love the Killer Cage matches every week. That shit is nuts, but the metal bands you talk about are just what I love. So thanks for all the good recommendations. I love Joey's thing about Dan Lilker.
Nice.
And Joey, you saw that news. Dan Lilker, man, back in Anthrax, for some shows they got coming up for the a year or a South American tour or somewhere they're going out of the country. But then I think there's some U.S. dates too.
That Dan's nice. That's awesome.
That's
dude.
super cool, man.
And so another tie with Dan Lilker that was pretty cool is I was buying these CDs off this dude off Discogs, and I hit him up and fucking I put in a pretty big order with him, and
Pee-pee in here farting.
Yeah, and one of the albums that I fucking ordered from him was Benediction with Dreams May Come.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
Which or the Dreams You Dread. No, no, I was right. But anyway, fucking the Dreams You Dread Benediction. That's what it is. But he was like, hey man, fucking just as a fucking heads up for your own, not just fucking in case you were interested, I guess. He goes, this album was actually owned by Dan Lilker. He's a local friend of mine and sold me a bunch of his collection once, so I got a bunch of albums that were his.
Oh,
Kids
cool.
I don't know if it's a selling point or whatever, but
Right,
there's no
but
reason.
still, but that,
He didn't have to tell me that at all because I
Right.
had already ordered the shit,
Right.
So it was cool. He told me that, and I was like, man, that's fucking cool. And I told him, I was like, dude, fucking huge influence, and on my podcast, I just did a thing about him. So
That's
if you're
a
ever at
trip.
a bar or something with him, tell him to check it out.
Right.
But hell yeah.
That's
fucking
awesome.
dope. Hell yeah.
Very cool. And then Chris, how about that last one?
last one we got here says fucking Jordan Gene Hellion.
Hell yeah.
Says fucking I'm a new listener from the YouTube channel. This is a great
Awesome.
podcast. You guys really sound like you're having fun doing this, and I feel like I'm hanging out with friends and having some beers. Yes, I am. But love Joey's bong hits. That really gets me every time. Joey just be killing the bong hits. They non-stop, bro. So just
Hey, it's all legal now, right? It's
we
all
can
legal.
do whatever we want. We're grown-ass adults.
So pick up a copy of one of my books. Check the episode description, PeteAltieri.com, MurderMetalMayhem.com. Got our web store. You can get that new album. Like I say, get a hold of me, Pete at MurderMetalMayhem.com. By the next episode, maybe by this one, I'll have something in the description where you can just click and you should be able to just order it through PayPal. I'll set up something quick for that. So just get a hold of me if you want one. There won't be very many of them, at least right now. So Joey's Distro, what did you want to say? Anything more about that, Joey?
Same thing. I'm just pushing the fucking Murder Metal Mayhem CD for now, because
Yeah.
whoever needs one, just grab it. Have
Yeah,
it.
you can get it from
Enjoy
Joey or us, whichever.
It's
the same thing.
pretty fucking hilarious. Like
If you sit
Pete
there and
said,
listen to
45 commercials. I mean, there's
Yeah,
some
I had
dumb
it in the
shit.
car though, and I was laughing.
I
the
was
whole time. I
dying.
was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was dying listening to it in
I
my car.
I just got my physical copy when I got here, so I haven't listened to it. But
Yeah.
I'm sure listening to everyone back to back to back
Right.
to back to back is just like,
It's
oh my
just like
god,
so-
what the fuck just happened?
You forgot about a lot of them
Yeah.
too when you hear them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good one. And you can like us in our Facebook group, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll link to all this down in the description. And the 666 seconds videos, they're short. If you're into current true crime like Idaho 4, that's the place to go. But I do other stuff too on there. And our murder segments, a lot of those are on there. So there's a lot of Murder Metal Mayhem from different ways there that I think some of you might like. So go check it out. You could support the show by joining the 666 Club. That's our Patreon, Murder Metal Mayhem.
$3 a
$3,
month,
and that's all it is. You could pledge more if you want, but $3.
It's not like, dude, we're poor too.
Right.
But $3?
It costs money to do the podcast, and so we appreciate that. You could do it
These
right from the
motherfuckers be going to
website.
Starbucks paying $7 for coffee every fucking 2 times a day.
Hey, I use my own Keurig for my coffee, so I'm not,
I don't drink
going out and
coffee,
splurging at whatever.
I drink a beer. I drink beer. Pay for my fucking beer, bro.
You can do it from the website and save some money too by just buying it for the year, and then you don't have to do the month to month. We can't let them go without hearing a karaoke song. I picked this one purposely because these idiots did it. I think they did it for the Nookie. I mean, I don't
They did it
know,
all for
but
the
we're going to
Nookie.
blast this one from the past. So crank it up, and until next time, keep one foot in the gutter.
Slayer!
Slayer! Slayer! Slayer!
Della Schmutz dick.
Check. One, two. I came into this world as a reject. Look into these eyes, and you see the size of the flame. Dwelling on the past, burden on my brain. Everyone that burns to learn from the pain. Hey, I think about the day my girlie ran away with my pay when the fellas came to play. Now she's stuck with my homies and she fucked. I'm a sucker with the lump in my throat. Hey, like a chump, I'm like a chump, like a chump, like a chump. I'm like a chump, like a chump, like a chump. Should I be feeling bad? Should I be feeling good? It's kinda sad. I'm the laughing stock of the neighborhood, and you would think I'd be moving on, but I'm a sucker, like I said. Fucked up in the head, not. Maybe she just made a mistake, and I should give her a break. My heart'll ache either way. Hey, what the hell you want me to say? I won't lie, that I can't deny. I did it all for the nookie, so you can take the cookie. Sing it up yours, sing it up yours, sing it up yours, sing it up yours. I did it all for the nookie. You can take the cookie and stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up your ass. Why did it take so long? Why did I wait so long, huh? To figure it out, but I didn't, and I'm the only one underneath the sun who didn't get it. I can't believe that I could be deceived by my so-called girl, but in reality, had a hidden agenda. She put my tender heart in a blender till I surrendered. Hey, like a chump, I'm like a chump, like a chump, like a chump. I'm like a chump, like a chump, like a chump. I did it all for the nookie, so you can take the cookie. Stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours. I did it all for the nookie, so you can take the cookie. Stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up your ass. I'm only human. It's so easy for your friends to give you their advice. They'll just tell you, just let it go. It's easier said than done. I appreciate it, I do. But just fucking leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Nothing's gonna change, and you can't go away. And I'm just gonna stay here and always be the same. And nothing's gonna change, 'cause you can't go away. And I'm just gonna stay here and always be the same. Nothing's gonna change, 'cause you can't go away. Nothing's gonna stay here and always be the same. I did it all for the nookie, so you can take the cookie and stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours. I did it all for the nookie, so you can take the cookie and stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up yours, stick it up your ass, bitch. This one goes out to my buddy Pete Saradovich, the biggest Limp Bizkit fan on the face of the fucking earth. Love you, brother.
Mother, man.